felt it kind of move, lurch forward, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, take your time. It doesn't have to get off like you. It doesn't have to get off the ground until you're ready for it to get off the ground.
I was trying to focus on being smooth and that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. How many hours total do we got? Somewhere around 30, 40?
Yeah, I've got 13 point something left. I'm at 27.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. I think you're gonna get close to like the minimums. That's pretty good.
Alright, I'm gonna be looking at taking off at 02. They're using 10.
Yeah, thinking through as far as what's gonna be a bigger hassle during when you're alone in this helicopter, and if that guy's training and he's gonna stay on 10.
Yeah, then I guess I can stay on 10.
Yeah, that's one way to go. I mean, especially if you look at that windsock, it's not even 5 knots.
Right. Alright.
Well, thinking through, where do you think he's gonna go? It looks like he's even slowing down. So where would you assume he's gonna? What do you think he's gonna do?
If he's slowing down, he's gonna end up exiting here.
Yeah, he might be trying to exit there. So think it through. It's just like a car. Don't overthink it. Don't think that you're in a because it's a helicopter. The rules are different. Right? Nope. Just think through. It's like he was coming out of a. You know, he also lives there too. So yeah.
I'm gonna go pull short over here and then take off 10.
Alright. Or maybe, what do you call it? Opened up for you, 20. And no one else in the pattern now. Like maybe you got
my favorite one. Alright.
You got your runway of choice now. I don't know. It's, yeah. People always get, well, especially at the 20-hour mark, we're worried about flying the helicopter, which is great, but also just think through what you want to do.
Autorotations traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, taking off runway 02 for left close traffic.
20. And think through where that windsock's coming from. You never fly into the tail of the windsock. Right. You fly into the open area.
Yeah.
Because think about you get the most wind coming from there. Just yesterday I called. I did one whole circuit or two where I kept calling it 0, or I kept calling it 20. Then I realized out when I was on final, I was like, oh, I meant 02. So just kind of look at that compass all the time.
5 miles south of the field. We're going to be entering the 45 for 10, and then a full stop. Hampton Roads.
I would have turned like maybe 5 seconds ago.
I got distracted by the radio call.
Well, think about that radio call. You know there's someone out here, so I probably would have like made my crosswind as soon as possible, right?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know where that guy is when I'm trying to get away from him.
Hampton Roads traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left downwind 20, Hampton Roads.
You might have to, yeah, it looks like there's an airplane parade there, so maybe we'll hear back to 10. Figure it out. You're in the air, you're actually in a perfect position to grab left downwind 0, or yeah, maybe you'll just land 20 for right now and then hold short of 28, or hold short and then rejoin pattern that way.
Yeah. Alright, just tell them
think it through.
Holding short of 28.
So if everyone's using 10, it'd probably be better if you just orient off of 10, right?
Yeah, okay.
So if you're gonna stay on 20, that's fine. But for this final approach, you should be descending.
Well, I'm going to go to 10 if everybody's going that way.
Okay, even better. Here would be, think about it. Well,
Left
this is a
downwind,
pretty,
12.
yeah, it's pretty easy.
Uniform, entering the 45 for 10, and then a full stop.
Antero traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left downwind 10 headroom.
You read that thing I sent you, email-wise, radio calls,
Yeah.
stuff like that, and then you look at the aim.
I did not look at the aim. I read through that.
Look at the aim also. Big thing there is talk in a relatively slow pattern. I mean, not slow, but talk like normal. You're not paying for airtime, so just talk. Right. It doesn't have to be a quick. Left that on. What's there?
Haven't seen him yet.
Right. So I don't know who's in the air. There's at least one person in the air trying to enter that downwind. There's at least 2 airplanes, 3 airplanes on the ground now.
I have not seen him. Okay.
Andrews, traffic skipper 312 uniform, we're downwind, right downwind for 10 and a full stop, Hampton Roads.
So they're right downwind. I don't.
Imagine where he is, and imagine where you are.
He's over there.
Emirates traffic, 1921 Whiskey, departing 10 Emirates.
Kind of at a loss.
Think about where he is, and think about where you are.
He's over there in the downwind. I can go ahead and go for my base.
Yeah, I would have done that like a few seconds ago.
Antero traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left base 10 Hampton Roads.
Right, so even if I didn't visually see him, I could assume he's down that way. In fact, that's where he is right now. But now that we waited a while,
Yeah.
we might be a little too slow. So I would hurry the heck up so he can sequence himself. And he can't slow down. Well, he can, but he can't slow down too much. All right, I would call it.
Antero traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, final 10 Hampton Roads.
Again, the idea is like as a helicopter, you could be really close. That guy has to have an angle. He's gonna.
November, right crosswind, runway 10. Andrews, traffic skipper 312 uniform, turning right base for 10 to full stop, Hampton Roads.
Helicopter. Helicopter.
Shift over to the taxiway.
Do you want to?
Antero traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, shifting over to the taxiway for full stop, Hampton Roads.
Sidestepping to the right, landing on taxiway parallel 10. Over the numbers now. I'll go to 2 Alpha Golf. Emirates. Push forward. Helicopter flies better like an airplane.
Stuck on my 20 because I can stay out of their way.
No, if it were me, I would stay on 10 because there's at least 4 airplanes right now on that runway. It's difficult to play jump rope with 4 airplanes when they're over there and going through there. Whereas over here, if you're just using 10, you only have to worry about them on base. If over here, you have to worry about them when you're crosswind, when you're base, when you're final.
Okay.
Like here, like if you were going to take off right now, it's like that's a recipe for disaster, right?
Because he's turning into it.
Hampton Roads, traffic skipper 312 uniform clear
an air taxi to the other end. We'll figure out what we're going to do. Hammer road traffic, look up to 2 Alpha Golf, crossing 220 on the ground, Hammer roads. Why don't you go all the way to the end there? We're going to do some hover auto, that's on the list. I'll take the controls, I'll demonstrate one.
Traffic 592 Romeo Charlie's on the right base, 10, Hampton Road.
I've got the controls.
You have the control.
So right here, right now, I'm pretty confident I'm not going to run into anyone. So I've noticed like even, you know what I mean? So I think you get a little task saturated when you're worried about airplanes and when you're worried about radio and stuff like that. So just think things through ahead of time of why you're going to choose whatever runway, because you know things get complicated based off of a lot of things. Like right now, maybe I'm just going to remove myself from the equation. I'm like, I'm just going to wait till this pattern dies down, and maybe I'm just going to hang out here and accomplish a couple other things. All right, so solid power, right? So the idea, or not solid power, hover autos, right? The idea here is you're demonstrating what would happen if your engine broke out while you're in a hover. It's a pretty quick 1 second sort of thing, and you better do something about it, because if you don't, what happens if I were to suddenly remove the torque from the engine? The helicopter would spin fairly quickly that way, right? And also, because there's no engine, it would also drop down to the ground. You could already see where that would be problematic. You're spinning that way, you drop down to the ground, it's going to catch a skid and you're going to flip over, right? So that's why this is kind of an indication of...
I can be behind you, that's all right. Hey, thanks very much, appreciate it.
So even there, I just stopped for a second. It's like, sounds like they're talking. What are they doing? Okay, nothing that involves me, you know?
Traffic 592 Romeo Charlie is clear 10 at Charlie, and we're behind 03.
All right. May as well, since you're not feeling out. I guess I'll just do it from my perspective. All right, hover auto in 3, 2, 1. So pretty drastic right pedal. If anything, I probably could have put in more. Notice how I pulled the collective. It would have been nice if you felt it, but I pulled enough collective just to lighten or to lessen the impact on the ground. I didn't pull more than I needed to, but I didn't artificially kind of like, oh, I'm only going to pull this amount. No, I'm looking outside, seeing what it needs. Like, oh, I could pull this more and more and more. Same thing with the cyclic. Now, this is difficult because it's only happening in like 1 second of time, but it's enough to realize if the nose is going this way or that way or this way. I pulled back a little bit and this way a little bit because the nose kind of was going this way. Kind of the mantra in your head should be pedal, settle, pull. Meaning this is almost immediate. Right. Now, it's not jerky necessarily, but it depends on how much you need. Just try to keep your nose in that one spot. So I'm only putting in enough pedal to kind of keep my nose here. In fact, I was over there a little bit, so maybe I didn't put in enough. But either way, it's probably going to go all the way to the floor. I'm also kind of at the same time, it's almost kind of a this movement. You know, I'm exaggerating my cyclic, but enough so I'm not, flipping over. And if I do nothing with a collective, it's almost better. Think of that as almost your secondary thing. The collective, oh, okay, everything's straight. Oh, I forgot to pull up the collective. No worries, we're only at 3 feet. It's not going to kill us. but at least we're level. All right, but once, if you kind of what you want, pedal, let the helicopter settle, pull so you cushion that fall. All right. You got the controls. Watch those RPMs. Remember, anytime you're manipulating that throttle, you are what? Doing what? You're looking at those RPMs.
Okay, throttle up. Okay, stage.
I've got Romeo Charlie. We're going to taxi over to 28 because we think the wind is shifting.
Fucking damn it.
Chit-chat for a second.
We're fucking over here.
I need the practice.
Air roads traffic, helicopter 2 Alpha Golf, doing low level hover work at the run up air for 28. Yeah, when those airplanes get here, we'll move.
Now that I think about it, I think you're right, 0 November. There's I get the King Air in a way, so I'm going to have to come back. Roger, we'll sit here. We're getting for a
Alright, point this way for a second.
Okay, thanks.
Come back, point left. Probably at that crummy hangar. Nice, stable helicopter. You can stay a little lower than you normally would because you're just practicing. You'll count down, stay calm. You'll count down, 3, 2, 1. I will roll off the throttle. I manipulate the throttle. And then you're just going to react. What are you going to do? It's probably right pedal. Probably a little bit of cycling to keep us level. And then roll that collective so we cushion that fall. Stay calm. Remember to breathe, count whenever you want. It's your call.
And it's forward cycling to keep us level.
No, it's probably going to be aft cycling, right?
Oh, yeah.
The nose drops like that.
Okay. Alright.
But don't do it from muscle memory. You've got to react to what it's doing outside. It might not need any aft cycling.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Perfect. Well, close to perfect. Not bad. Everything was good here. Everything was good here. Yeah, maybe a little more collective just in that case. The next one might not be like that. In this case, if you have more collective to pull until we have it nice and soft. This, again, I was feeling like you might have just automatically memorized, oh, I'm always going to pull aft. So there was a slight, maybe too much aft.
Okay.
Just do it so we don't land forward. In this case, we also don't want to land tail into the ground either.
Okay.
All right, neutralize your pedals. Eyes on the RPM. You got the throttle.
Echo traffic, Cherokee 0
Throttle up.
number. Taxi from runway 10 to 28.
Of course he is.
All right, do your 2-stage pickup. We'll get up here, face that way a little bit so I can see what's over there, and then we might do another one here, or we might move.
Okay. Stage pickup.
Good. All right, I've got the controls.
Yep, controls.
Echo traffic, 592 Romeo Charlie is crossing 220 Hampton Road.
And there's a whole parade coming down this way now.
Yep. Bunch of dickheads. All right. Air road traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf taking off 20 from the departure end. Air roads. All right. I'm going to give you back the controls. Let me give you a nice stable helicopter before I do so. All right, you've got the controls.
Have control.
We'll probably be able to do one turn before I get back on the ground there because of the airplane parade. Why don't we do a nice normal approach. We'll go to, well, you pick a spot, but keep that side of 2810.
Emperor traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf. Left downwind 20 Emperor.
Better. Watch your altitude. Airplane pilots, bunch of nerds, too scared of short runways.
Landing on 20, correct?
Yep.
My descent.
Perfect. So apparently you're gonna land on the number 20, because that's kind of what you called out when you started your descent, right? Your beam your spot. So you started your descent because you're landing on those numbers. Okay. When we do final, your final radio call is gonna be final 20, landing and holding short of 28.
Emperor traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf. Left base 20 Emperor.
So you're way slow for that turn, right? You're not pedal turning here. You gotta keep it. Yeah, think of yourself as almost like an airplane. Everything when you're flying feels like an airplane. You gotta keep your forward airspeed.
So landing 20, holding short 20. Landing too short on the numbers.
Yep. Final 20, holding short of 28.
Emperor traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, final 20, holding short of 1028 Emperor. Yeah, I added more in there.
Yep.
Left downwind 28 after road.
kind of a small little pattern here and get back on this taxiway. In fact, tell you what, I've got the controls. Stay with me. Stay on the controls with me, though.
Okay.
Again, this is a case of forward airspeed is always good because I'm moving, right? I don't want to do a pedal turn when I'm 10 feet off the ground.
Right.
This helicopter is really maneuverable at relative. Hammer traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, clear all runways on the Delta taxiway north of 28 Hammer Roads. I'm going to give you back the controls here. Let me give you a nice stable helicopter. Alright. You've got the controls.
I have controls.
Get us back in that box, face us into the what wind you got. It's probably kind of that way a little bit. In the middle here. Ridge traffic. Helicopter 522 Alpha Golf doing low level hover work at the run up area for 20 Hammer Roads. Yeah, it's probably a good indication of wind. You're looking at your trip strings, you're looking at that windsock, you're kind of feeling the helicopter. So yeah, maybe that fence is probably that gate is probably the best place where the wind is. You know, I'm just looking at the trip strings and like I said, the windsock. Trip strings are telling me it's still slightly more that way. Yeah, probably about there. Okay, maybe that hangar. I don't know, something like that. Cool. All right, we're gonna do another hover auto. Tell you what, I've got the controls.
Are they better for 10? You know, it's really crazy though, shifting around.
hover auto, you're going to count down to 3 and the engine's going to go off. You're going to respond with the pedal, settle, pull, and you're going to remain calm. Right now, don't worry about what's going on the radio. You're in a safe area. Let them do what they're doing.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Alright, not bad at all. Lower, so at the end there, when you're on the ground, lower that collective and neutralize everything. Here's the thing. I think maybe we pulled the collective too early, because at that point, like, you didn't have any more collective to slow that down.
Okay.
But that wasn't bad, right? That was pretty good. The more we do this, the more, take a breath. It's fairly innocuous. It's not something that, don't worry about it.
Feels better than I thought it was going to when we talked about it.
Yeah, if anything, the biggest kind of anxiety moment for these hover autos, most people find the hover autos the worst, but if you kind of deconstruct why, it's because it happens quickly. Yep. You know, it's because it's 1 second to kind of do everything. So, if you know what you fear, just kind of calm down. You know what you have to do, and you kind of know what it is now. All right, let's roll that throttle back up to the green.
Okay. New stage pickup?
Yep.
6 Echo November, final 28, full stop, intros.
So I'm going to demonstrate one thing so I can show you this modified pattern. But basically, we're going to be using this as a runway, where we're going to be staying north of 2810 at all times. Okay. I've got the controls.
And we're waiting for the Barron to land.
Traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, taking off 20, staying north of 28 and 10 at all times, and roads. Modify this pattern. It'll be about maybe 500 feet because we have such a short space. All right, you've got the controls. So, radio call here will be left base 20, okay? And then for final, it's going to be, I'm going to keep you going. See that green arc on the airspeed? Kind of want you to be in that green arc.
Yeah.
For the final, it's final 20. Those are the only important things that you need to put out. Final 20. The secondary thing is we're holding short of 2810.
Enviro traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left base 20, Emirates.
So I would have just like not made that left base call. We were already making this turn.
Emirates traffic, Kilo Whiskey, right base 10, Emirates.
Enviro traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, final 20, short of 28, Emirates.
Alright, so this is going to end up being a steep approach, which is fine. Steep approach for that number 20. Remember, this is
traffic. Helicopter 522, 522 Alpha Golf, taking off, approaching a 20, staying north of 2810 at all times, en route.
Alright, facing in the wind. Yeah, it's kind of pushing you that way because the wind is kind of over there. If anything, remember it's kind of favoring. Alright, so let's get near the ground. We're going to do a max forward takeoff. Imagine there's trees right on this, where the grass starts. The trees are basically hangar height, and we don't have any room behind us to go make a running start. So we're going to pull that collective no more than, what, about 23 inches?
Yep.
We're going to get down on the ground, though, or closer to the ground, get that ground effect, and now, wait, you see how you only have 21 inches? Tell you what, I've got the controls. Okay. Stay with me. Stay with me on the controls. Take a breath. Alright. Well, let me again demonstrate this. It's been a while since we've done this.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm away from the ground. I'm already pulling 22 inches. If I wanted to do a max performance takeoff here, I could slowly get there, but it's kind of difficult, right? You see, it's not, there's no more oomph.
Right.
I need ground effect for this. So I'm going to get close to the ground. Heck, I could even start from the ground. You see, I'm going down, and how it kind of popped up a little bit better.
Yep.
Alright, now I'm going to circle back around. Stay over here.
Traffic check either now or right off on 10. Traffic 59 Romeo Charlie, City X 10, and the road.
Traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf on the approaching a 20, staying north of 2810 at all times. En route. Alright, you got the controls.
Have the controls.
Good. Let's do it again. Let's imagine the trees are over that ditch.
Okay.
Turn out, we might just get that all over. Yeah.
Drop down and then
Stay with the wind. You see that? Stay with the wind. Left pedal. Not that much. So it basically takes, you're undermining yourself if you don't keep your nose straight, because you're wasting horsepower to twist your nose. Like right here, you're out of trim. When you're not in trim, you're wasting limited amount of horsepower you have, and a max horn takeoff is the case where I need every inch of horsepower, right? So you need to keep your nose straight. Good. Hold it forward, lower that collector a little bit. A little bit of right pedal. Stay calm, breathe. Why don't we just aim for the numbers again? Remember at the end here, it's just like a bike. Once it gets slow, it starts doing that weird thing. So push it forward, not necessarily to get speed, but it lowers, it gets you where you need to be.
now I got a helicopter in the back.
Nah, I think he's landing. Alright, I'm gonna get you back to controls here. You got the controls?
Have the controls.
Alright, let's do a max forward takeoff. It looks like your winds are again kind of facing that way. Try not to, when you take off, don't let the nose horsepower, and you need it to clear those trees. The best way to do this is look at the spot that you're aiming at, or whatever you're going to do. You may have to shift it. If winds were like, you take off here, and then like the trees are here, and the winds all of a sudden are coming from over there, like fine, shift it. But keep those trim strings straight is really ultimately what you need to do. All right. Route traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, taking off 20, staying north of 2810 at all times, and roads. Yeah, see, you can't let it do that because it takes power to like bring it back. You know what I mean? Right. It has to be a constant. Keep my nose where I want it to be. Here, it's right pedal. Not that much. A little bit of right pedal. Trim strings are purposely in our face because it's a reminder, purposely there, so you can see it at all times. All right, let's try it one more time. Again, focus on keeping your nose where it needs to be. Okay. Lower that collective. You don't have to be that side. Better because at least it's wind, or at least it's the sun's out of your eyes. And ready traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, taking off from the approach in 20, staying north of 2810 at all times, and roads. Left. All right, you're clear. Good. You're clear. Everything. Yeah. Yeah. Look outside. That was all weird. Alright. Stay away from the trees.
I don't know why I'm having an issue with that today, because I usually don't. We've done it before and I didn't have...
Yeah, just keep your nose where it needs to be. Don't let it go. Like, an inch is too much. Like, if it's going that way, like, well, that's not good enough. This is good. Let this amount of control on the helicopter that you're doing kind of right now be kind of a confidence booster that, hey, this helicopter is pretty maneuverable. It can do what you want it to do in tight places, especially if you have a little tiny bit of forward airspeed. And road traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, short final 20, landing and holding short 2810 Hammer roads. Yeah, so you made it to steep. You could do this, but needless. So, you see it, the closure rate? I've got the controls. Look, pull that guy back. You know you don't want to get there. You could literally hover here. We have the power to do that. But don't be afraid to slow down to get to your spot. Like if I was trying to, where you were going, you kept getting shallower and shallower. It kept dragging forward to the point where it's like you probably would have crossed over to that runway, right? All right. Let's try this one more time. Okay. got the controls.
I have controls.
We'll do a max forward takeoff. Imagine there's trees out there somewhere. I'll tell you when you're clear your obstacle.
Okay.
Just keep your nose right here. Perfect. Have a little more left. Alright, you're clear your obstacle. Now it's right. You can't fall asleep on the pedals. It's gonna be a constant left or right. I don't know what it's gonna take. But demand where your nose needs to be. Alright, good. Yeah, that was probably a bunch of dual longer than I wanted, but that's alright. We'll wander our way back. Do you feel pretty okay? Do you want to do at least one pattern by yourself?
Yeah.
Alright, good. Tell you what, just to line it up, I'm going to take the controls, but just to line it up so we can get back.
Okay.
In a quickness. I've got the controls.
You have controls.
See, again, ship strings are kind of the thing. Like, you can't get in the habit of, it's not like an airplane where I put in left aileron, I put in left pedals. Like, no, that's not how it works. There will definitely be instances where I'm pulling left on the cycling and have to put in right pedal. I'm just keeping those strip strings straight. It's almost, think of it as a car. I don't want to be skidding anywhere. I don't want to be slipping anywhere.
Right.
I'm just turning and pushing forward into a car.
Actually, I think I'm good for today.
You don't want to even have a little bit of, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to force you.
Okay.
We're going to do at least one pickup and takeoff.
Okay.
By yourself, just so you can get some salt in that. I wish that Cherokee wasn't there. Air Ridge traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf over the numbers of 20, crossing 2810 for the West Ram Air Roads. Do you need to be someplace?
No,
Time-wise,
I don't.
this helicopter's pretty empty this afternoon. You got it all afternoon. I didn't really want it to. So here, like I know even if I wanted to go there, like I know I can't dump the collector to get there. I'm adjusting it. Maybe I'm landing over near that. What do you call it? That cone. And I'm pushing it forward at this case because I don't want to be over that guy. But at the same time, I don't want to overshoot it, so I'm messing with this so I can get that angle. And I'm again confident that like, it's not a big deal. I only got 19 inches. I could pull more if I wanted to. If at some point, like right here, I was like at 25 inches, well, I would push forward and fly like an airplane. I don't need power to fly like an airplane. I need power to go up and down vertically. Alright, I think that's enough for that guy. Alright, so you're not, I want you to clear your mind. It's almost a yoga thing here. Not that I know anything about yoga, but so I want you to absolutely clear your mind. There should be no frustrations in your head because I'll tell you what, this entire flight was freaking fine.
Close traffic, Air 10 kilo. And take off runway 10. It'll be a right turnout departing to the southwest. Taking off 10, right turnout back to the west southwest, Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads traffic, Air 99 Juliet, short final runway 10.
All those small short maneuvers, I hope that was kind of trying to give you a little more confidence in the fact that this helicopter is super maneuverable. You can do whatever you wanted to do. Alright, you can do tight little thing, turns. It's almost again safer if you're moving forward a little bit though. But yeah. Alright, what do you got time for and what is your mind allowing you to do today?
I've got enough time for at least probably 3 in the pattern.
Okay, good.
So.
I think that is a perfect time, especially since it looked like it died down a little bit.
Yeah.
Have enough room back there?
I think.
Yeah, fuck. Alright, I've got the controls.
Okay.
Oh, he's got it. Oh, fuck. Never mind. I'm gonna give you back the controls. You've got the controls?
I have the controls.
I took the RPMs back down to 70 for you.
Okay.
Alright, wait for these guys, but I would suggest, yeah, no likelihood that helicopters or airplanes are over there. And if they are,
Okay.
use your common sense, figure it out. Yeah, if you could do 3 patterns, that would be great. Probably stay away from the max performance for right now.
Yeah.
Stay away from, yeah, definitely don't do anything that we haven't done today, but no hover autos, no autorotation, nothing like that. You could probably play around with the steep approach, but since we didn't really do those, don't focus on it, just stay safe. I'm gonna...
I think everybody's leaving the party.
I know, right? They know that you're all of a sudden going to be alone. That's why they're all like, oh, it's a pilot, let's get out of here. But yeah, don't push it. Worst comes to worst, like, sit down somewhere. Like, I don't know what's going on with all these people. So, got it done. Yeah, and when you're done, you'll probably park here or back over there.
Yep.
Feel out what you want.
As long as some SUV doesn't pull out of the construction zone again, I have planned to park closer.
Yep. All right. Unplugging here.
Okay.